Did you hear me? Did you hear what I said? Did you hear me? Did you hear what I said?
Welcome to Did You Hear Me with Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd. And now, here's your host, Eric Michaels and Mike Lee.
And welcome. This is the Grady Judd, the Sheriff Grady Judd portion of the Eric and Mike podcast. Of course, we call it Did You Hear Me?
Did you hear me?
Do you know how difficult it was to find sound clips of you saying, "Did you hear me"?
Did you hear what I said?
You and I have, and you, Mike, and I have had the opportunity to talk privately several times, and you have mentioned that you are surprised how many people want to know details about you, about your life.
It shocks me.
So that's what we're going to talk about is details about Grady Judd.
All right.
Okay.
Favorite fishing hole?
I don't give up my favorite fishing hole.
I tried, people.
Yes.
I tried.
My first question is, who is Grady Judd?
Well, I'm a native of Polk County, born and raised in Lakeland at, back in the day, Morrill Memorial Hospital, which was then Lakeland General. It's changed names, but it's Lakeland Regional Health now.
Mm-hmm.
So I was born in the old hospital on the site of the current hospital,
And where'd you go to high school?
the Lakeland High School.
Oh, wow.
Go Dreadnoughts.
Do you have any siblings?
I've got one sister. She's younger than I am.
Yeah. Have you ever arrested her?
Oh, no. No.
Given her a ticket, anything?
No, she's not near as smart as I am, but she thinks she's a whole lot smarter than me.
Is she in law enforcement like you as well?
She is not. She's retired at home, living the life of luxury,
Nice.
and she is my buddy.
Excellent.
Very nice.
What was your favorite subject when you were in school?
Recess.
I think that goes across the board for everyone, right?
Yeah, really.
Actually, I liked history. I mean, believe it or not,
Yeah.
I really was into American history. Now they're telling me all that's false, but I don't.
At what point in your education did you decide that you wanted to go down this path and become, involved in law enforcement?
I wanted to be the sheriff and be involved in law enforcement since I was, as long back as I can remember, 4 or 5 years old. My mother
Really?
made me a little policeman's outfit, and I've always wanted to do this. It's my mission, Phil. I mean, this is what God wants me to do, I believe, because He has allowed me to do that and withstand the trials and tribulations of this job, and it has some trials and tribulations.
I'm sure.
For almost 53 years.
Wow.
Have you ever been injured as a law enforcement officer? Hurt in a fight, accident, shot, anything?
Accidentally closed the door on your leg?
You know, the good news is that I've not been shot. People have tried to shoot me.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I was just ducked. So I've been shot at on more than one occasion. I got pinned down one time and shot at a lot, but hey, they missed me the first time, and by the time the other shots came, I was out of the bullet's way.
Mm-hmm.
You get beat up in this thing. You get, sprained arms and elbows
Sure.
and knees and legs, but no, nothing serious, and I'm thankful for that.
How tall are you?
6'1".
Wow.
You stand a lot taller than that.
Yes, you do.
Well,
Must be
that's
your
kind.
swagger. That must be what it is.
The swagger makes you look taller.
Ow.
Yeah.
When you were growing up, what was your favorite meal? You'd come inside and your mom would say, "I'm fixing blank." What would be your favorite meal?
Do you know I love just about anything? I'll eat anything that doesn't eat me first. But I got to say, on balance, I really love shrimp and seafood, but I like steak. And, people don't know this, and people are about to gag, but I love liver and grilled onions
Oh, boy.
dipped in mayonnaise. Now, doesn't that sound like a heart attack waiting to
Now,
happen?
wait a minute. Liver and grilled onions dipped in mayonnaise?
Yes, covered in
Oh.
brown gravy.
Oh, my God. I've never even heard of I've heard of the liver and onions, but never with the mayo.
Well, my wife won't even make it. I have to go out to get it. I mean,
Wait, they serve that somewhere? Is that-
Chalk that restaurant off of our list.
I know, right?
I was about to say, if you and I ever got invited to dinner at his house,
Yeah.
we know to say no.
Oh, my goodness gracious. I've never heard of that with the mayo.
Are you a good cook?
average.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a connoisseur, but you don't want to starve to death or anything.
Right, yeah, of course.
I can follow directions on a box, so
Do you like to grill?
Yeah,
I
grilling out.
don't like to. I do it because
Really?
that's kind of what the guy is supposed to do. But
Right.
I have a flat grill and I have a nice, grill. So hamburgers and steaks.
Okay. Nothing like elaborate, though. You're not
Oh
doing
no, I'm not into that. I just don't. I don't have time for it. I might enjoy it if I had time, but
Sure.
every moment that I have is consumed with work by and large. And when I'm off and I want to eat something grilled, I don't want to have to work at it.
Yeah.
If I can't throw it on the grill and it cook itself, then I'm not interested.
So you're a gas grill fan and not a charcoal?
Oh, gas grill. I like charcoal. I'd rather have charcoal
Of course.
with wood on it, but once again, it's a time
The speed.
thing.
Yeah, I understand. Do you drink soda?
I do.
What? What kind?
Coca-Cola.
You're
Really?
a Coke man.
Oh, I love Coca-Cola. If it weren't, see, I've gained a little weight in my older years, so I've had to go to the diet stuff. And actually, I like Diet Pepsi better than I like Diet Coke.
Really?
But if you said, what is your two favorite beverages? It's Southern Sweet Tea and Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Now, when you say Southern sweet tea, that means it's got like 2 cups of sugar.
It means you can stand a spoon of it.
Yeah.
What about a preferred adult beverage?
I like red wine.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Yes. Now I have to make this perfectly clear. I'm too old to drink cheap wine.
Oh, all right.
My favorite red wine is Camus.
Camus.
It's not really expensive, but it's
Like it's a little more.
it's about
yeah.
$85 a bottle. I mean, it's
Oh,
not $500. a
Right,
bottle.
right. But still, 85 is a pretty nice wine.
I just save up my money till I can afford it, and then occasionally I'm not a hard liquor drinker, but I do like Blanton's if I'm going to drink some bourbon or something. But I am a red wine connoisseur. And
Are you a connoisseur? Like I was just about to ask, so you can like taste the oaks and the cherries and the little hints, subtle hints of things, or are you just like, well, this one tastes good, I'll drink it?
Well, I'm not professional. I'm someplace between Polk County. It tastes good, and I'll drink it. My really favorite wine of all kind is OP. You know what that is? Other people's. Yeah. Whatever. But I may drink 1 or 2 glasses a week. I mean, I don't drink much
Sure.
wine
At
all.
$85 a bottle, you can't afford it.
No.
What about a guilty pleasure? What's a guilty pleasure that you love?
My goodness. I got to tell you that I would rather, and there's stuff you just can't do anymore because it just packs weight on.
Yeah.
But I love cheese.
Oh, yeah.
I would eat cheese every night and then follow that up with a bowl of chocolate ice cream. Now, I used to eat a lot of cheese and I used to eat a lot of ice cream, and I don't eat much of either one because I fight every day to keep my weight down.
Yeah. It's so funny you mentioned that because I realized just recently I don't know why, but sometimes you'll do a mental inventory of what you had to eat that day, and every single meal had cheese. So like I had like a breakfast burrito with cheese, and then I had sandwich with cheese, and then we did I think it was Taco Tuesday or something, and so we had tacos with cheese, and I was like, I'm eating way too much cheese.
You know how you can tell if you eat too much cheese?
How?
You get bound up.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Then you have to go drink some red wine.
What about stress? How do you handle stress?
My job's to give other people stress, not to have any stress myself.
No, there's got to be days.
gotta be.
There's got to be days that you've gone home and you've had to deal with Mike and I, or you've had to deal with somebody that has just really gotten under your skin. What do you do?
I think over the years, you learn what's really important. Things used to irritate the stew out of me when I was younger. As time went on in this job, you learn that you either have to figure out how to manage it, ignore it, or you can't do the job. You just can't continue to do the job. And truly, very few things stress me out.
Yeah.
It aggravates you, but I just let it roll off because it's not that big a deal. Excuse me, as a young man, things would irritate you, and you just let it gnaw at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today, it's like, meh, just push it off to the side. But I do walk a lot. A speed walk. That's relative to who I'm walking with.
Yeah.
But I like to speed walk. I like to be out in the country.
You seem like an outdoorsy type person.
I am. That's what I love.
Well, you'd have the event every year, the Jeeping with Judd. That's
Sure.
an outdoor event. Then you have what is the I can't remember.
Bustin' Clays.
Yes, Bustin' Clays. Yep, every year outdoor stuff. What about, do you go fishing? I know I mentioned your fishing hole kind of earlier, but do you fish a lot?
I like to fish, but no, I don't fish a lot because I don't have time.
Yeah.
I like to hunt, but I don't hunt a lot because I don't have time.
Right.
But aside from hunting and fishing, my number one hobby really is landscape and wildlife photography.
Oh, really?
Because I really like to hunt.
Yeah.
And what that is hunting with a camera.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what if I have an hour, if I have a half a day, I take my camera and I go out hunting with my camera.
I've seen some of the photos you've done. I think you and the missus went to Yellowstone. Didn't you go out to Wyoming? And I saw some of your photos that you did. They're amazing. They're so good.
Well, I enjoy that. In fact, I just got an invitation to do a show at the museum. Robert Peterbaugh, a Lakeland attorney, sponsors one of the museum rooms, and in that room, he focuses on photographs. And he just invited me, and we're going to put a show together. And I have done shows for several different small museums, but I've never been honored with the big museum in Lakeland.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. Woohoo!
Yeah.
So it's all nature and outdoor. You won't go shoot somebody's wedding.
Oh no! Now I did that when I was young a couple of times because I was starving to death.
Yeah.
But if I couldn't make it, I'd always say, "Don't worry, I can't photograph this one, but I'll catch you on your next wedding."
On your next one, yeah.
I would have made him go broke with my next weddings all the time.
Oh, man.
I'd gotten rich off you.
Yeah, I was about to say.
But what is something in your past that you wish you could change?
Something I wish I would have focused a lot more on math and English, because when I left high school, and they would let you out of high school just to get rid of you.
Mm-hmm.
I started college, and if it hadn't been for a wonderful wife who was wicked smart, she had to tutor me through my first couple of years at community college, because I realized how little work I'd done on my math skills and my writing skills in high school. So the reality, I didn't pay close enough attention to writing and math skills in high school.
Huh. Is there a childhood memory that always makes you smile?
Oh, yeah. Anytime mom and dad raised us as Christians and a real close family, but every summer we would go camping at a national park, and I can't think of the name of it, but it was outside of Blairsville, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
So those summer camp trips, with the family are always, and they're even more precious memories now that mom and dad have passed on. But
sure,
Dad loved to camp, and so we camped and romped in the woods, and maybe that's why I have this love for the outdoors when we were kids, and that's what we did.
Now, did you pass that down to your children? Do they also like getting?
They're not campers.
My kids like the beach and hotels with air conditioning and surfboards.
That's a difference between Eric and I that we've talked about for years. I love camping.
Yeah.
The more rugged, the better. If it's a tent and it's raining out, I don't know why, I just love it. Eric is like, I need a hotel room.
Yeah, my idea of roughing it is a hotel with basic cable.
Yeah.
And that's it. If you could visit any place in the world, where would it be and why?
Well, I'm trying to get to those places now. Most of what I want to see is in the United States. Like, I want to go to Yosemite and Glacier National Park and photograph that. I've been at many national parks in the United States. I've been to Norway. That was pretty awesome.
Oh, nice.
I've been to Israel. I enjoyed that. But when I went, I was in a class, so I didn't get to see everything there was to see.
Yeah.
My wife went with me, and she got to see everything. But I want to go back to Israel. I've been to Paris, and I'm not really a world traveler
Yeah.
because I haven't captured everything here. One of the neatest things that I photographed recently, and it was a year ago, fall, I went to Lake Placid, New York, and photographed the leaf change. And it is
Very nice.
it is as stunning as anyone has ever told you that it is. It's unbelievable.
And photography just does not capture it, does it?
No, it does not. No.
The way it immerses you, and I understand what you're talking about, because when you see those colors, it's just remarkable, and you're just struck by the fact that there's a bigger power than us.
Oh, absolutely. And if you can't feel that when you're there, then you're just numb.
Do you have a personal philosophy that shapes the way you look at things and your outlook on life?
I think I don't think I know I do. First off, work hard.
Mm-hmm.
Hard work trumps everything else. If you work hard and you're honest and you're ethical and you're moral, and you'll offer not a hand out, but a hand up to those less fortunate, life works out fine. You wake up in the morning, say your prayers, work hard all day. At night, say your prayers and ask forgiveness for everything you screwed up. It's a wonderful life. It's a wonderful country. The United States of America is phenomenal. Turn off that crazy television stuff and understand most Americans are outstanding, wonderful people.
I completely agree.
Man,
completely agree.
Another round of applause.
There you go.
Holy moly.
Are you a morning person or night person?
Night.
Really?
Night by nature. I
Morning by necessity.
morning by necessity.
Yeah.
I
know
think,
that life.
I think that's from as a young deputy. I primarily worked evenings and night shifts because that's where all the excitement is.
Sure.
And I just love the night time. So I enjoy that work. So I would tell you that if life were working on my schedule, I'd wake up about 10 in the morning and I'd go to bed about 3 in the morning. So I'd work, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the morning is just a terrible time of day. And
We know.
Yeah, but believe me, we know.
That's
Yeah.
right. But things are just starting to cook
Yeah.
at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. So I would wake up about 10 and go to bed about 3 in the morning.
Wow.
Do you have any pets?
No.
No pets?
Actually, I get about 400 of them at animal control.
I'm kind of surprised by that you don't have a dog or anything.
Don't have time.
Yeah.
I had dogs all my life and through, when our children came along. And even after the children left home, we had pets. But when I became sheriff, this is not just a job. This is not a career. It's a way of life.
Sure.
That you're going morning, noon, and night, weekends, and it's just not fair to the pet to be home in a cage all day long.
Right. Yeah.
And
No,
all
that makes
evening
sense.
long.
Yeah.
So it's just because I anticipate that I'm missing out on a lot by not having a pet, but I don't want to neglect it, and that's what it would be right now.
Right.
From what I understand, your wife has a pet and she calls it Grady.
Yeah.
Always having to
Actually-
take care of it.
Actually, she's the boss at the house.
Yeah.
Real quickly, favorite cuisine?
My goodness. I love pastas. I love
man.
steak. I
Okay.
love seafood. So pick it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
You
a
see
toss-
food and you eat it, right?
it's a toss up.
We're having shrimp Alfredo at the house later if you want to join.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And I have eaten at some of the finest places in the world.
Sure.
Okay, and for which I'm blessed. Still, pasta Wheezy at Carrabba's
It's
just
the best.
can't be
The
beat.
best.
It just can't be beat.
That's
Yeah, that's going to be a clip, and I'm sending it right to the CEO of Carrabba's.
What kind of music do you like?
I like some country western. Some I don't. I can't take that twangy, crying you beer stuff. But
Oh, okay.
some country western. I like some pop. I guess just a little bit of everything, you
Yeah.
know, and not a lot of anything.
I think that's really. I think more people are that way than
Sure.
just listen to the
Sure.
one. Yeah.
What is a skill that you're very proud of?
A skill that I'm very proud of. You know, then I'd be bragging on myself. I have no ability with my hands, you know, so I can't cut a board straight. I can remember as a child, my dad could play instruments. He was musically inclined. I can't carry a tune in a bucket. I like to listen to music.
Yeah.
And he was a mechanic. He could do anything with his hands. I used to frustrate him so bad. I can remember one time he was trying to help me work on my car, and I was messing it up. He looked at me and he said, "Boy, there's some days I wonder who your daddy really is." So, now the fact that I look exactly like him has nothing to do with it. But for all of his talent, I got none of it. So, you know, I don't know. I guess my charisma, my personality, my ability to connect to people is been a blessing for me because I love people and I like to talk to people.
You know, Mike, I was with the sheriff one time when he was doing some woodwork.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and he says, "Eric, I've cut that board 3 times and it's still too short."
That's right.
Do you work out?
No, I used to.
If your doctor's listening, you do every day, right?
Yeah,
Right,
but,
yeah,
but I
yeah.
do walk.
Yeah.
I do walk pretty religiously.
That's working out. You're getting exercise.
Okay, yes,
Yeah.
I do that.
Do you have a favorite TV show or movie?
Oh, I like Andy Griffith and Gunsmoke.
Why is that? That is like so right. That's the answer that everyone was expecting. An
Yeah.
Andy Griffith or a Gunsmoke, something of that nature.
Do you have one bullet in your pocket for Barney Fife?
Well, I got lots of bullets.
Can I ask you a silly question?
You can ask me anything you want.
This is just this is not on your piece of paper. I just thought of this, and so when you watch a movie, particularly comedies, and usually, but the sheriff of the town, there's always that one, Crazy Billy, he's at it again. He's drunk and behind the 7-Eleven.
Otis.
Otis, yeah, there's an Otis. Does Polk County have any Otis type characters that you have really almost come to know?
Well, yes. The Otis character I can think of, I won't give his name since
Sure.
he's passed away.
Oh, okay.
But we used to arrest him all the time for stealing. And one night, I didn't recognize it at the time, but I was on my way home from a Christmas party.
Mm-hmm.
The sheriff's office Christmas party with Marisa, my most wonderful thing in the world. She's my boss lady. She's started dating me in high school. She's awesome. And I pulled up what then was called the AZ Park Road in 98, and I looked out there, and somebody was stealing the baby Jesus. There was a manger scene. It's Christmas time.
Yeah.
So, but this is back in the day. There were no cell phones.
Right.
I was in my personal vehicle, and I told Marissa, I said, I am not going to let that person steal the baby Jesus and get away with it. So we followed him. There was two or three of them in there.
Call him George or something.
Yeah, we followed George, and he pulled into a neighborhood, I think, to try to get away from us. So anyway, we got him pinned in, and I told Marissa, I said, go to the phone and call for some help. You had to go to a
payphone.
A payphone.
Yeah.
She said, but I'm leaving you here with these 3 people. I said, I got a gun.
It's going to be fine.
So anyway, long story short, she goes to a payphone. She calls. We didn't have 911 at the time. We were now in the city. So the next thing I know, the city police are coming, the sheriff's deputies are coming, and we arrest this guy and for stealing the baby Jesus. Well, long story short, when I got the guy stopped, I knew who he was.
You knew who he was.
We arrested him nonstop for stealing stuff, and we were on first name basis. But that
George,
would be
we're going to have to take you in again, buddy.
that would be my story. And he just passed probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and I thought, well, Polk County is safer because if that guy's living and breathing, he's stealing something.
That's so funny.
Well,
I've always wondered if that was a real life thing,
Yeah.
you know, where the sheriff almost gets to know a criminal personally because they've done it so many times.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for letting us dive into into you and who you are and what makes you tick.
Yeah, I enjoy being with you. I want to share one last thing with you.
Sure.
When I was a kid growing up, and especially middle school and high school, you know, those formative years, there were kids that obviously had a lot more than I did. Because I came out of a working family. I was raised on South Cumbie Road, you know, and people would walk past me. And it hurts your feelings and makes you mad. And I thought to myself, you know, if I ever get to a position in life where somebody wants to talk to me, I won't walk past anybody. And I think that has been my success today, was that I had those experiences when I was young. And today, when I go to an event or when I go any place, if somebody wants to talk to me, I stop and talk, because it's important to them and it's important to me, because I don't want them to feel about me like I felt about others at the time.
Sure. That's all. I mean, I'm just going to keep giving you rounds of
I
applause
like
on
that.
this episode.
Listen to all those people out there.
They love it out there.
I just wish you were more like that, Mike.
Whatever. Join us next time.
Seriously, thank you so much for letting us dive into what makes Grady Judd tick.
I enjoyed being with you.